Power up.
Get over here!
Hello, everybody out there in YouTube. Once again, it is actually count it on your screen. Four middle-aged guys just bullshitting about nothing. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
Gray Mouse 1.
And Theory returns.
Oh, yes, indeed. Once again, we are just bullshitting about nothing. We are going to enter in our Geek Weekend Review, where we go ahead and we talk about all the stuff that interests us geeks and us as fans and everything else. As you know, we've been coming off a few weeks of E3, and at E3, Nintendo had quite an understated presence. Actually, the majority of the things that Nintendo released out and made known was through their Nintendo.
Was at E3?
Well, yeah, well, no, the funny thing is that Reggie Fils-Aimé, he was actually there at E3.
Okay, fine. But
he was meeting with
someone from Konami was at E3 doesn't mean that Konami was at E3.
Yeah, well, semantics, okay. But what I'm actually going on about is that while Reggie may have been there, and they showed off, footage for games and everything. One thing that was noticeably missing was any mention, visibly, audibly, or otherwise, of the NX. Okay. Now, a lot of people were hoping that they would show something, maybe some specs, some concept art, just anything. I know all of us have gone on record in previous videos that we'd like to see something about the NX, something concrete from Nintendo. But we didn't get that. In a recent interview, Shigeru Miyamoto, he went out of his way and he explained why the NX wasn't at E3 2016. His big explanation was simply because Nintendo is worried about copycats. And in his words, that they are working on something interesting. They have something new that they want to go ahead and present out to the gaming world. And they're worried that other companies are going to be sitting there looking at them. And as the theme would say, they'd have their notepads and pens, copying shit down. And we're going to run with whatever ideas that Nintendo has, brought out to the market or announced out to the market. Your thoughts on this, gentlemen?
You see, the main thing about that is I can understand where Nintendo is coming from, but that's why I kind of called it. About Nintendo, Sony and Microsoft wouldn't have anything to copy off of. It's just as simple as that. With this, it's like, okay, but the funniest part about it is Sony has been on a laid back thing ever since saying something about the Neo. Microsoft is like Scorpio, but they haven't done anything with it yet. So they're like, okay, Nintendo, what you got? What you got? What you got? And Nintendo didn't say anything, and they're like, oh, you motherfuckers. They didn't fall for it. And I congratulate Nintendo for that, because that's what that was all about. They thought that Nintendo was just going to come out with guns blazing as far as their console and be like, all right, we have this. And these motherfuckers just announce shit. Oh, it's going to be more powerful, but what does Nintendo have? We want to take their shit too. Didn't work. I mean, in my opinion, Nintendo should have announced games, but holding back shit from their console and saying that they're working on something, cartridge-based, credit card slots, whatever, I think it was... I really think that they're going to keep the touchpad. Or, like Gray Mouse is saying, have the DS, the 3DS, compatible with the NX as a controller, or even have a slot for 3DS games, which you will need the touchpad for. Who knows?
I'm pretty sure that's going to be one of the things for the fact that the DS itself has been, you've had the ability to tether it to the Wii for the longest time. And the option has always been there for the 3DS and the Wii U. It's just nothing ever came from it. What about you, Gray Mouse? What are your thoughts?
Well, like I said before, Nintendo's got 8 months until March, and that's like pregnancy time. You know, they need to get it. They need to show something. I mean, it blows my mind that they didn't show anything on the NX at E3. That would have been the platform to do it on. Although, you know, the Tokyo Game Show, but you're starting to get into the red area by the Tokyo Game Show timeframe. Because, I mean, how are you going to get people hyped for your system that's going to be released in March when people don't even know what it looks like, much less the games, and on top of that, much less what the controller looks like. You know,
if people are going to get excited, I don't mean to interrupt you, Gray Mouse, but as far as the system and how it looks and even what it's called, most people will get past that. We've had controllers shaped awkwardly. We've had awkward system names. The Wii, the One. People get past those things.
Well, no.
The only thing that should be concerned about are games and how you're going to be able to play them.
Well, that's what I was getting to. I mean, you said when the prototype Xbox came out, it was a fucking box with a giant ass X on it with fucking wires coming out of it. I mean, seriously, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is we have no information about the NX. Is what I'm saying.
Right. We have.
I don't care what it looks like, how it plays, but
you know, but you're gonna buy it because it's Zelda's on it.
Well,
that's pretty much the hook for everybody. I don't care about the NX or how it looks or the controllers. Zelda's on it. I'm sold.
That Zelda was badass at E3. I was really for that. However, one game is not gonna. I mean, Nintendo. I don't know. Nintendo has always had games that are like, what do you call it? Like,
they're standard bearers. What they are.
System sellers. I mean, Mario, Zelda's a system seller, and so I understand why they want to highlight that game. But anyway, I don't want to take all the time. So my thoughts on it are that we need some information. It's 9 months. We got pregnancy time left on when this thing's going to be released. We only got one game that's been confirmed for it. Come on, Nintendo. But I understand their secrecy from, I mean, just like you said, you know, notepads and iPads and iNotebooks and all that shit sitting there. The other guys are trying to copy it. No doubt. Without Nintendo, there wouldn't be a gaming industry right now. It just wouldn't happen. But Nintendo needs to start to pull up that curtain here shortly because time is running out. That's all.
That's your theory.
All right. Here's my take on the whole situation. Nintendo themselves, this kind of works in two different ways for them. One, their silence keeps anybody else from doing anything that they're planning on doing. Okay, let's just get that one out of the way. At the same time, they get to play that cool dude in the corner of the club that's all mysterious that all the women want to talk to because they don't know what he's got in his pockets. All right. The fact that we're having this conversation proves that. They just don't sit back and go,
wait a minute. Look, he's not that dude. That dude is not cool. He has sunglasses on in the club in the corner with a drink, wearing all black.
Uh-huh.
He's like Strider.
And people are looking at him like, I wonder what he's here for. What's going on?
Is he here for chicks or dudes?
You know,
why does he have sunglasses on? He got a black eye or something? Was he a vampire? Why does it look like he has a light drink? Was he drinking Coke?
So now what happens?
I have more information.
Now everybody's eyes is on Nintendo specifically, waiting to see what they have to do. All right. Their publicity has already sold themselves. They're just sitting here just like everyone's waiting. Like, what's the NX look like? What's it gonna be on? What's it gonna look like? Are we getting Are we getting CDs again? Are we getting cartridges again? What's up? So now, once they do drop, everybody's attention goes where? Straight to Nintendo. All right. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a damn good way to play it.
It's funny because you got a mouse theory. You guys are absolutely right. But the only thing that's going to keep that attention is the games. They can't have a Nintendo 64 launch or that will bury them.
No.
Well, that was the rumor why the NX was delayed up until March was because they wanted to have a full quote unquote no stop no have a full.
We already know that one's bullshit. All right, Okay.
quote unquote.
Yeah, no, it's gonna come down here, cartridge here, credit card here.
No. No. But
Well,
like I was saying, you know, they got one game they announced. Just one fucking game. Yeah, it's a big one. It's a fucking console seller one. But the rumor was that why the NX was pushed to March was because they wanted to have a full launch library. I'm not seeing that. I mean, we got 9 months, and they have only showed confirmed one motherfucking game for the NX.
That's why I said they can't have a Nintendo 64 type of launch.
Absolutely not.
They can't do that. They have to.
I feel like it's one of those situations where they're going to wait to the last minute.
well,
And
you
they're
see,
gonna be like,
It already is the last minute.
Okay. No, I mean,
It already is the last minute.
Wait a minute. It has to launch in Japan first.
It's going to be one of those
No, it's
situations where they're gonna
simultaneously
be like,
launching
you know
March.
what?
It's a simultaneous launch.
Yes, that's what they were saying. It's a simultaneous
That's asking for
launch.
trouble. That's asking for trouble.
I agree with that.
It is.
well,
It is.
I could be wrong, but I think I read somewhere saying that it was a international launch, March.
Well, you know, the funny thing about that is that we're going to be coming over 8 months from now. All right. And there are going to be some people sitting in the club, sitting there going ahead, pointing at Nintendo and saying, hey, see that? That's pregnant. That ain't my baby. Or they're going to sit there point over to Nintendo at the club. And as Theme was saying, they see this, or as Theory was saying, they see this cool guy in the club with sunglasses on in a trench coat. They realize it's the middle of fucking summer, and why is he in this club with a trench coat? Oh no, run for the fucking door!
Hell yeah. Hey. Well, I tell you what, guys. I'll say this out. Like, I'm going to be going to Japan here in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm going to go around these game stores out there and find out if I can see anything that has anything to do with the NX. I'll sniff around some of these locations that I normally go.
Yeah, when you find the Holy Grail, let us know.
Absolutely.
Or Nintendo can take off the trench coat in the club and have on all gold and put on them diamond rings. And
That motherfucker got an AK-47, dude.
I don't. Well, let's not turn it into that. But one thing that they do have, and this was also confirmed by Miyamoto in the same GameSpot interview. He was asked about, okay, with Sony and Microsoft doing the VR thing, what was Nintendo's view on VR? What he said was that they are researching VR and that they have the core technology. The problem is that he had seen all the projects that were there for the VR devices at E3, and he tried them out. And he noted that long play sessions are an issue. All right, you cannot sit there and play these things for a long time, and that in Nintendo's view, if they wanted to release something, they want to release something that can be played for long periods of time, carries a lot of value, and is affordable.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Objection. They did that 20 years ago, and you could not play that shit for a long time.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why they said that they got to do that now. And they also got to make it affordable because that thing was pretty fucking pricey considering that it only had 13 fucking games.
Well, and
it gave you a migraine.
see, isn't that
Regularly.
interesting? Isn't that interesting? Isn't it? We said it on these channels, on my channel, your channel, and the Themes channel. We talked about this. We talked about this in great length about, that the problem with VR is it's still the same problem we had 20 years ago. Cannot play a game for hours and hours and hours and hours without it affecting your having a headache. No matter how, even if it's up to par and all this stuff, you still have that fucking inches next to your eye. It's gonna give you a headache eventually. So they have not yet solved that problem with the VRs, and the fact that the VR technology, even back in the early 90s, it was fucking expensive. And so if you have the Virtual Boy, yeah, I said it, the Virtual Boy, if you take $1990 and you put that in today's dollars, with the inflation rate, is right on par with the VR equipment today. So nothing's changed. I mean, technology's changed, but you know, in all honesty, I don't think Nintendo can ever find that balance between being able to have long and not having any health problems for doing that. And the price is always going to be expensive. It's going to be out of the normal range of, you know, gamers. I mean, I don't have $700 to spend, but that's just my thing. You know,
I am confident that they could probably find something that can work and make it affordable. The problem is I don't think they're going to find that anytime soon. All right, which is a big reason when we addressed why, you know, people were saying that Nintendo was delaying the NX till March because they were going to incorporate VR. All of us, myself, definitely, you know, called bullshit on it. No, it just doesn't make any fucking sense. I mean, the thing about it is that Nintendo's got a lot of things to consider and take care of when it comes to the NX. VR is the last of their concerns. Yes, they have the core technology. You know what that means? They've got fucking development kits.
Yep.
Right? Anybody could get a hold of a development kit. Doesn't mean they're actually going to publish something or release a piece of fucking hardware. You know, that's just the truth. All right. Mm-hmm. One of the things that's really kind of pressing Nintendo more than VR is, you know, their multiplayer structure, their online structure. Mm-hmm. You know, what's funny is that I was searching through the information to follow up on the interview from Miyamoto, and I went ahead and I stumbled over an older interview from Satoru Iwata where they had announced that their mobile partnership, that they were partnering with DNA, which is a mobile client developer, and they were developing a new membership service that will enable them to accompany connecting up to Nintendo memberships and player IDs across the new 3DS, the Wii U, and the NX, and also across mobile devices and PCs. We've said for a long time that if they do go ahead and they do a new console, that one of the things that they cannot ignore is the online presence, the online functionality of the console, especially for multiplayer. Absolutely. And it looks like they're actually making inroads to go ahead and develop that. Obviously, Nintendo is, if they're doing this, they've done a smart thing where they're like, okay, look, we don't know how to handle this in-house, so we're going to get help from outside. Sure, it's mobile devices, but the thing about that is that this is the thing about mobile devices. Then you have to sit there and worry about a low capacity or a low specification client that has to go ahead and handle bandwidth and connection to go ahead and handle streaming of information back and forth across wireless and internet and everything else. It makes it kind of interesting to think about where online will be with the NX, if you think about it.
With me, let me just add this. I think Nintendo is not going to have like this is just my opinion, of course, a full like Xbox Live or PSN, as in that you could actually have a headset on and talk to people. I think Nintendo has always been that family-friendly thing. I mean, I've played what is called Splatoon, right? Mm-hmm. I've played that. You don't need to really, that game, those type of games, if they stay in that realm of that type of games, that you don't really need conversation over a network to work. Because it becomes, I mean, we've been on live. We've been on PlayStation Network where these little kids or whoever that get online and just scream in your ear full of nothing but, you know, filth that comes out of their mouth. Of course, we know how to filter all that shit out. But I don't think Nintendo is going to be doing that. That's just not them. And that's why one of the reasons – hang on just a second. That's why one of the reasons why – a network now that Splatoon is on, and you do have a good, you know, you still play matches, but they mentioned something saying that they don't want to activate the what do you call it, the talking between, you know, P2P because of the just how nasty it gets in one of those rooms.
You know, here's the thing about that as far as what the Reverend mentioned. If they're going to be doing things with PC, that means third-party games. They're not going to be first party on PC. So if they're going to do that, especially with certain games, like a sports game or even like a shoot 'em up or whatever, they're going to have some form of communication like that, depending on the game.
I understand that.
I mean, let's think about it. If you're playing like an NBA game or God forbid Madden, to have that would be an advantage, especially if they're doing crossplay with like people on the PC or something like that.
I agree.
But as far as having some things with the PC, that's good news because that incorporates third party.
Absolutely.
If they announce more third party games, and the NX is the system with third party and the most first party that motherfuckers want, people will jump ship. Well, not jump ship, but people will start coming back to Nintendo, and it will probably elevate itself way more than it is now.
I think that's part of Nintendo's strategy is to get third party companies back on it.
I think they have to.
Here's the thing: if they're already saying that they're going to be able to do it with PCs, they probably already have third party on board. Otherwise, it would be unnecessary to do it without it.
But I'm going to concur with Grey Mouse said. They gotta announce that, and soon, because motherfuckers are not going to jump on board without that information.
Well, even if they don't announce it, and the thing about it is that one of the things that I really see as smart about this is that in concerns to third-party developers and publishers, you have to make it as accommodating to them as possible, okay? If they want to go ahead and do something, give them the option to, okay? Then they'll actually go out of their way to make use of it.
The question is
there, though, and they have to build it, then it's going to be fucked. It's going to be PS2 online quality fucked, okay?
The problem is, what I see is that Nintendo is going to have to relinquish a little bit of the control that they have, that they currently enjoy with the Wii U and the Wii right now, as in allowing people to talk to each other. I don't know how they do it inside within their company, but I agree 100%. That is going to have to be part of their strategy to bring these third-party companies on board, like Activision and all these other companies. They need that. They need third parties.
Here's the beautiful thing about that, though, is that if they just go ahead and put the infrastructure in place and say, look, if you guys want to make use of it, it's there. However, as a third-party publisher, you have to police it, and they don't have to worry about filtering.
Yeah, they wouldn't have to worry about a damn thing.
That'll fall on the publishers, whether it's EA or Activision or whatever.
But that puts another hurdle up on the third party. I mean,
it does not.
No, the way I think
anything that they haven't seen already.
Right.
No, what I'm saying is, will the third party be willing to do that for Nintendo?
Yes, they will.
Yes,
because that's how they handle every other fucking online game.
Let's think about this. Third party wants control over their franchises, total control over it. So if they can moderate that, that is no issue. They're not going to pawn that off to Nintendo to be directing their shit 100% of the time. They want that control.
No, and the thing is that Nintendo, just like Microsoft, just like Sony, will set up guidelines. Okay.
Yeah.
If people ask Call of Duty, it's Activision that deals with it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not going to fall on Sony. It's not going to fall on Microsoft. And guess what? It's because they're just running on the road. Okay. It's up to them to police it. Really.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, but that's just something that they're going to have to work out because, I mean, Nintendo is like a notorious family-friendly place to game. They've always been that. I mean, that's for Christ's sake, even back when Mortal Kombat 2 came out, no blood codes, none of that shit. They didn't want none of that shit on their system. And it's always been
Wait. You're talking about the first Mortal Kombat, but look at their mistake. You got to remember the first Mortal Kombat had none of that, and then they had to bite the bullet at that point on. They were like, look, if you do the same mistake again, then it will be just no one is going to want us or trust us. And then right after that, you started seeing more mature, friendly games show up on the Nintendo systems, like Doom like Mortal Kombat's 2.
I mean, look, if
and they still had shit like Mario's and Donkey Kong's and shit like that, and people were just everybody was like, hell yeah.
You know, just like you said in the previous conversation about Nintendo in the corner, you know, the cool guy in the corner. I mean, if they could pull this third party stuff out, if they could actually pull this off, they would be untouchable because their first party stuff is on lock. There is nobody can hold a candle to them. If they could get the third party on board, it's all over for Microsoft and Sony unless those two come up with copy from Nintendo, notepads. I mean, seriously.
I don't see it being all over for them. I see the competition being fairly steep if this works. You know what I mean?
I mean,
they will have some issues. I'll tell you that.
What would Microsoft do if Nintendo had each and every third-party game that they had plus their first party? Microsoft barely has any first party to even manage.
Here's the thing. Microsoft is kind of a moot point at this point because they're not putting out anything decent anyway. All right. Yes, I'll go on record and say it right here on YouTube in front of the whole world. Microsoft is not putting out anything worth getting. All right. Unless it's third party. All right.
But then the other PC and Sony has that if it's third party.
Ta-da!
Exactly.
And that was the point that if Nintendo has that, that's their first party.
Yeah,
it's like
they will be having some issues.
Look, they become the Incredible Hulk. That's all I'm saying. You're gonna need some Hulkbusters. Look, you're gonna need to put on the Hulkbuster suit to fucking fend that motherfucker off. Talk about go to sleep.
Unless it's Thanos with those fucking gems and
look, I'm just saying.
I'm telling
it's gonna be like, look, Nintendo and Sony's gonna be like, go to sleep, and then I'm sorry. It's gonna be like, look, I'm telling you.
No, it's true though. If Nintendo does decide to get third party, if they can procure a third party, Microsoft will become the third member of this group. All right, they will drop from second.
They'll be number 4. They'll be behind PC.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
PC and Microsoft are the same now.
No, it's not.
PC and Microsoft are the same.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Nah.
Steam still tears them apart.
Now,
PC
Microsoft
Master Race
and Windows 10 will be the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
PC Master Race.
But Windows 10 and
for
Steam
Nintendo
will not be the same thing.
Yeah. You know, we're all just waiting for Reggie Fields and me to go ahead and bust out what he calls the Infinity Power Glove. All right. Bust it out on everybody.
That better not be the controller for the NX. It better not be
dual power gloves. I called it months ago. Dual power gloves.
What? Is that where the games in the credit card slot goes to this time?
You know,
stop this fucking credit card shit. Stop with the fucking credit card shit, man. God damn, that shit's gonna come true.
Hey, look, you're gonna turn in the game and it's gonna be like, please slide card. Insert coin is gonna say slide card at your house.
Slide card.
Swipe card.
People are gonna be paying with their iPhones.
They could be like, damn it.
No, it'll be to a point where it'd be like you finished the next level. Swipe your credit card to go to the next level.
So the NX is gonna basically be like DLC Quest.
Yeah. DLC Quest wasn't even a game; it was more of a prophecy.
Yep.
We have went. Oh my God, we have went.
But the scary part, it's like all of what we're saying may not be that far off. We don't know anything about the NX. If they come out and they prove us wrong, I will jump up and be like, all right, you're wrong. I'm sorry about the whole credit card shit. But the cartridge thing is a highly likely at this point.
Yeah.
You know, the 3DS being a controller is a highly likely at this point. The touchpad is a highly likely at this point. Even the Power Glove is a highly likely at this point. You know, The only thing that we call BS on is the fucking VR.
And that might actually end up coming in the future, which, and that's just how that goes. Yeah, I think
Were they on the Virtual Boy 2?
No, the Virtual Boy Advance. Remember, that's what we called it. Okay.
You're right. Advance. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, VBR.
VBR.
All right. I think we've carried far off into left field.
VRA.
The one. I think. Anybody have any last thoughts? No.
Yeah, I do. Real quick, Nintendo, show us your shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just Nintendo. Just bring third party in and bring in your first party like we want it, like a new 2D Metroid and a fucking great Mario and some, a couple of good RPGs and
Call it a day.
Like if this dude in the club takes off his jacket, he's got all these gold medallions and rings and Rolex watches. I'll come by you to drink my damn self.
Hey, now wait a minute. If you still have a gun too,
The Zapper.
Is that your power cord? Oh my. Oh, okay. All right.
Oh my God.
Oh man, Nintendo Advantage.
Just NX Advantage. Just don't bring back the power pad. No, leave that shit alone.
That ain't funny. Don't do that.
What, is the power pad gonna have the credit card slot?
God damn.
Look at my face when I say that.
No, it's gonna have numbers just like a touch tone on your phone, so you can punch your credit card number in. You can dance it in.
How many controllers have that came out where they look like phones? The ColecoVision, the Intellivision, even the Atari Jaguar.
You know what? This is sad because, look, I've never seen a credit card slot on a fucking soda machine, a Coke machine, until I came
until
to the United States. So that is very possible what you're talking about right now that Nintendo or Microsoft or Sony can do.
Wait, is the Neo and the Scorpio going to do that?
Hey.
I won't know. I won't have either.
Okay. All right. I think we've gone farther off the left field. Okay, folks. With that, like I say at the end of every video, thank you for spending the last few minutes with us. If you're so kind, hit like, hit subscribe, leave us a comment below, especially if there's something you want us to talk about or respond to. We always feel free to do that. Once again, we are the four middle-aged guys. Our bullshit cutting short right here. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
Craig Mouse 1.
In theory, it's good to be back.
Once again, for the benefits of common sense, logic, and gaming, as long as Nintendo shows us what they fucking got. And please, ladies and gentlemen, I'm only joking about the credit card slot. Please don't do that shit. No one, please don't do that.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. I was going to say the same shit. No, he's not. He ain't joking.
The cartridge
Here's a heart attack.
The cartridge thing, fine, but not the card, not the credit card. No, don't do that.
You're
Don't
serious
do
as a heart attack. Yeah, you are.
Don't do the new credit card stamp thing. No, please don't. Ah, shit. Come on, Nintendo, but seriously, show us what you got. Credits.
Nintendo's going to turn out that dude in the club isn't going to be a dude in the club.
What, are we going to Thailand?
It's going to be three midgets in a trench coat.
Or it will be a dude in the club. But the dude in the trench coat might look so good and be covered in gold that even us as guys look at it and say, damn, really?
No, as long as the trench coat don't open up and there's a bunch of Oompa Loompas stacked up.
Yeah, it's going to be three midgets in a trench coat.
It'll be three Oompa Loompas standing on each other's
As
head.
long as Nintendo opens up and games fly out, I don't care. That's what Nintendo needs to do. Damn it.
Oh, man.
maybe we'll get a decent Metroid.
No. All right.
Maybe you can get a Metroid credit card. So go on the slide.
Shit, I'd apply for a Metroid credit card, man. That's badass, dude.
You know, I've been refraining from taking a drink for so damn long just to keep from spitting liquid all over my damn computer.